Yeah. So some things I watched, right? Um, no NBA, no NFL. So I watched Highest and Lowest, Spike Lee film starring Denzel Washington. Spike Lee and Denzel. It's like Scorsese and De Niro, or Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio. Their type of dynamic. I think this is a fifth or sixth film, and it's an adaptation of a Japanese film where Denzel Washington is a music mogul and his son is kidnapped and he has to get him back. And there's just a lot of dynamics in Denzel's going his backstory, you know, where he grew up and things in that nature. It's a modern thing, and it's a bunch of stars in here. One notable is ASAP Rocky, who does a real great performance. Only just act like himself, act like a New York dude. So we have this film. Denzel does a great performance, and it was a good film. It was a good film. I like how Spike Lee was doing, kind of more sending a message in regards of music and the music industry and things like that. We all understand, a lot of things. Not too much about the music industry, but mainly on the quality of what's put out, and versus what's the real quality in music that's put out there. So kind of sends that message, it is at times sent out there. Also, definitely in the ending of the movie, that message is definitely put out there. And I mean, I have no problems. And sometimes if it's a little message driven, when they trying to sometimes directors and things trying to make a point about certain things, that's fine. But like I said, Denzel Washington, he's one of the goats, and this was a really good film for him, to do it. I'll tell you, I wasn't a fan of Gladiator 2. I wasn't. I did say Gladiator 2 was not what I expected to be, and I did kind of blame a lot of it on Denzel, because Denzel sometimes he kind of says not do what he wants, where they're kind of, maybe producers and things like that, kind of afraid to tell him certain things, and not guiding him towards something else. And then when it comes out in the film, it's like, it's Denzel and he has a charisma and certain things. But this film, I definitely said, he went back to a lot of his essence, and he was having, the mannerisms and certain things, and do upbeat things, and then he turned into uh, definitely the character that he was. Okay. All right. The next one is Beauty and Black season two. First half review, because I think there's going to be 8 more episodes. So we got Kimmy. She's coming in as the she's going to be the new COO of Beauty and Black. So we know that dynamic. She's definitely challenged by the family, especially Roy. He has issues, as well as Norman and Roy mother Olivia. You got that. Mallory is very pissed off about what's going on, and then there's just so much just going on with the club and Angel. He's just a mess. Rain is out of the hospital and she's crazy. Rain is Rain has a lot of red flags. A lot of red flags. And if you watch it, you're going to understand when I says Rain has a lot of red flags. And also Attorney Varney and brother Charles, they're kind of outed out in their little relationship that they've been having, as well as a real climactic with those two, a climactic ending at on the mid-season finale, which was a big shocker. But uh, Tyler Perry, man, you know, he pushes the envelope with a lot of things, and I think with this, he continues to do it. He continues to do it. I think Tyler Perry, man. It's like whatever is manifesting what he really feels, I think he just lets loose, and that's put into the series he writes, or have the actors write. And and then they when the actors do it, or they do it across television, some do it well enough where it could get across the audience, and then others it just don't feel right. And then you got people that, man, they just say it's so naturally, and then it comes out, and it's but I have no issues with it. Like I told everyone, a year or two ago, I'm getting back into these types of shows, these types of series, which I was very staying away from it. I was really looking for more of a quality type thing, especially with a lot of the acting and things like that. So now it's more of me watching things where it's a different range, and it provides me with entertainment. And I think a lot of the stories too also good. So that's what I get from that. All right, the last thing is Long Bright River. This is starting. It's a one season thing, starting with Amanda Seyfried and Nicholas Pinnock. Uh, she's going to play a cop, um, and I think they're in Boston, and they're looking for, Miss. It was like a girl ended up dead, and there's a lot, she has to deal with it because it's dealing with her past, where she grew up. She also got to try to find her sister. Nicholas Pennock plays her ex partner, who's a private eye, and then they have uh, somewhat of a connection there, and that connection is also tested. There's a lot of controversies involved, especially with the police department in finding the missing girl, and definitely this is something where there's a lot of things she had to uncover, and it's a good film. It took me a while to get through it. I was watching so many others. You don't want to know when. Yeah, when it came out, and this is when I'm posting it now because I just finished it like last week, and but it's good. It's really good. It's a really good film. She does a great performance, like always. I've always enjoyed her work since All My Children, and Nicholas Panak. He was in a great series on ABC, and so he's always does a good work. All right, that's all I have, and it's Pretty Boy Laker, and I'm out.